Welcome back to my KEEPUP channel. Traumatized tourist missing Brit backpacker found sleeping rough on streets of Peru but refuses rescue after horror attack. Hannah Almond, 32, disappeared after a violent robbery left her without a passport, phone, or money, and sparked a terrifying mental health spiral. The yoga-loving fashion graduate from Grimsby had traveled to Cusco in March for a spiritual retreat to find herself, but ended up living under a bridge with an elderly homeless man. Locals torched her few remaining belongings in a sickening attack. After 3 days without contact, friends feared the worst, but now say a man she met briefly in Lima caught a flight to Cusco and just started wandering the streets asking after her until he found her slumped on the pavement. Despite being located, Hannah is still sleeping rough and refusing support, including food, shelter, and help from the British Embassy, due to trauma from the robbery that's left her terrified of strangers. A friend told the Daily Mail, "She is one of the most pure loving soul ever. She is very generous and always wants to help people. But she does not trust anyone after getting robbed and assaulted." One of her pals has now flown from the UK in a desperate bid to persuade her to return home before she disappears again. The Brits' loved ones hope that a familiar face on the ground will help break through the fear and confusion that has kept her from accepting official help. The man who found Hannah, Piero Villanueva, revealed their emotional reunion and said she immediately recognized him and began crying. He told local media, "I have just found her. She is safe and well. Hannah recognized me and approached me crying and I asked her to leave with me. Thanks God she's safe." Piero, who met Hannah briefly in Lima earlier in her trip, traveled to Cusco after seeing news of her disappearance on social media. "I decided to travel to Cusco at the request of her friends and family," he said. "I wanted to come and help find her and assist her because she didn't have money or her passport and other documents because she had been robbed." He confirmed he is in touch with Hannah's family, the British consul, and a friend flying in from the UK. "A friend of Hannah is arriving in Cusco today and I'm talking with him to be able to assist her," he said. "We have to see now what's going to happen, talk with Hannah's mum and see what she wants to do," he added. Hannah and her mum haven't spoken yet. "I'm talking with her mum but she's an elderly lady and we don't want to worry her anymore." Hannah had been staying in a makeshift camp under the Bullen Bridge before she had all her belongings stolen or destroyed. Eyewitnesses say Hannah and the elderly man she was staying with were violently evicted from the area by furious street vendors on Avenida Ejercito. Despite offers from officials, Hannah continues to return to the bridge camp. Mark Atkinson, the British consul in Peru, said, "Sometimes we've paid for hotel stays, given her money for food, that sort of thing. But she always ends up coming back here." He confirmed her tourist visa has now expired, leaving her in legal limbo. "She is in an illegal situation," Atkinson told local media. A GoFundMe page launched by friends has raised nearly £8,000 to cover travel, temporary housing, and urgent medical care and to help bring her safely back to the UK. A message on the fundraiser reads, "Hannah traveled to Peru in March hoping for an adventure, but instead, she has found herself in a terrifying and heartbreaking situation. Since then, Hannah's mental health has severely declined." It continued, "She is extremely vulnerable, isolated and not safe living on the streets of Peru. Hannah is a deeply kind and gentle soul, and we are desperate to get her care and safety she deserves. We need to bring her home." More than 100,000 Brits travel to Peru every year, with most visiting Cusco, the getaway to Machu Picchu. The FCDO warns of armed robberies and advises travelers to stay alert, especially in Cusco and Arequipa. The Sun has contacted the British Embassy in Lima for more information on the Brit. Source: thesun.co.uk. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.